What's up, everybody? Sega Man back here with another video. Believe it or not, it's another pickups video. Power to the Xbox gamers, power to the gaming collectors out there. Hope you guys are finding some good collection of games, no matter what system you collect for. But I happen to get out to half-price books again and out to the exchange, and I got some more games that I picked up. And these games are for the regular Nintendo. If you've seen a video that I did last week on refurbishing a Nintendo I found at Half Price Books, buying the pin connectors for it, it works flawlessly. Every game plays flawlessly in there with those brand new pins in there, man. You know what I mean? Very, very humble and great to have a regular old school NES back in my collection, because you know I collect classic systems and also systems now, you know, in this year, you know what I mean, and you know, in this era of gaming, you know what I mean. So we're going to get into the games that I picked up for the Super NES. Not the Super NES, the NES, and we'll talk about it, you know what I mean, and I'll let you know how much they cost, because they weren't very expensive games at all. One was a little pricey, but I had to have it back in my collection, okay? But it's very worth the money having, because it's a kind of a sought-after game. You can find it for a good, decent price. So let's get into it. Now, the first game that I found by Sunsoft is a game called Xenomorph. And Xenomorph is a really good game for the regular Nintendo. This game was $7 at my exchange. And it's Xenomorph, made by Sunsoft. Now, this game, it's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? You're a guy that has to go through these different doors and corridors, and you'll have aliens and creatures to meet you to block your way to get where you need to go. And it's a really awesome game. You know, it has a really cool creature on the front of it that kind of looks like Aliens. Aliens is my favorite all-time movie. I love the Aliens movie, and the artwork on this cartridge actually is pretty cool. Looks like something that you would, you know, get a tattoo of, you know, on your arm or something. But Xenomorph is it's a really cool game. That, like I said, it was $7. You know what I'm saying? So if you're getting into collecting, or you want to get a NES and you can find one at a good price that works, start with the lower price games. You know what I'm saying? Because these are good games to collect for. They're really good price. You know what I mean? Really big thing that I found out playing the Xbox One X and all that. You got a lot of indie developers that make a lot of 8-bit games. 8-bit games are still popular today, believe it or not. And some of the games that they make for the Xbox One X, they're very, really good. Some of them are hit or miss, but some of them are really goddamn good, and will remind you of games like Contra. You know what I mean? Games like that, you know what I mean? A lot of people love Contra back in the day. Some of your shoot-em-ups are 8-bit, remind you of the old shoot-em-up days, you know what I mean? With the shmups that were on Nintendo, like Abanox and different things like that. But this is a really good game, and you can't go wrong for $7. Now, the next game we got here is called Wizards and Warriors. This is by Acclaim. This was $5.99 at Half Price Books. It's a pretty good game. Kind of reminds you of, it feels like a little bit of a 8-bit Ghost and Ghouls, kind of. You know what I mean? You're a knight with a sword, and you have to battle different creatures and stuff like that. The graphics for the time were very, very good. You know what I mean? But it's a really good game for a good price. You know what I mean? You're not getting a game that you're not going to be really interested in. You know what I mean? So it's like an action-adventure, 8-bit action-adventure game, which is really, really good. And it's very, very good to me. You know what I mean? I played this game before in the past, and I enjoyed it a long time ago, you know, on the NES. So it's a great game to collect for, especially if you can't beat the price for $5.99 by Acclaim. Now, its predecessor came out, okay? This is called Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2, and it's also by Acclaim. This was also $5.99. You know what I mean? Another one, it's the sequel to this. It's pretty good. The graphics are a little bit better, a little bit more colorful. You know what I mean? But this is another great game. You know, they really did really good artwork on these games. That's one thing you got to say about the old school Nintendo cartridges. They did really good artwork on these games. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that because it gives a feel of wow, this game looked like it's going to be pretty good, man. Kind of looks like Conan on the front. You know what I mean of it of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just really decent game, guys, and it's worth the price. You know what I mean? It was only $5.99. And it's a really good 8-bit game, guys. You should check it out for your NES. Now another game I picked up, which is a shmup game. Okay, this was $5. This is a very good game for the regular Nintendo. It's called Air Fortress, and this is really good. It is made by HAI. You know what I mean? And it was only $5 at my exchange. This is called Air Fortress. This is a really good shoot 'em up game for a really good price, guys. It's a great 8-bit shoot 'em up game. You know what I mean? And part of the game you're like a ship, like a suit that flies, right? But then you have to go to these different boards and retrieve your suit. And when you go in there, you're met by creatures and things that are trying to stop you from getting your suit back so you can go on to the next board. So this is another great game called Air Fortress. The artwork on there is pretty good for back then. You know what I mean? It looks like a really cool retro style of a shmup game or a shoot 'em up, whatever you want to call it. But I had to pick it up for the $5. You really can't beat it, guys. It's a really good game, and it's good to collect for your NES. Now this one here is called The Adventure of Bayou Billy. Now this is made by Konami. This is a really good side-scrolling adventure game. Kind of reminds you of Crocodile Dundee. You know what I mean? The movie Crocodile Dundee. You know where he says, "Now that's a knife." You know. Some of you youngins out there won't know about that. You know, we're researching on Google, you know what I'm saying, and check it out. It was kind of a funny movie, you know, from a guy from Australia. It was really good. This was actually $4 at my exchange, but it's a good side-scrolling action adventure. You know what I mean? It's really worth picking up. You know what I mean? It's really good 8-bit graphics. You're fighting constantly. You have to really grind when you're fighting. You know, the guys that you fight will beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? And not one, but 2 or 3 will come on the board and try to kill you. So it's another great game. If you look at the artwork was also really good. You know what I mean? On this game. And you can't beat the price for $4. You know what I'm saying? So I had to pick it up. You know what I mean? $4 isn't bad. You know what I mean? But it's a good side-scrolling adventure game for the NES. Now, another good game, I never actually owned this for the NES. It's by Namco Bandai, and it is Dick Tracy. This is another adventure game. First, you start out in a car. Your car shoots bullets. You know what I mean? Then you go on to boards where you have to fight criminals and stuff like that. But this game was $5.99 at half-price books. The half-price books, guys, if you want vintage games that sometimes have a decent price, you need to go to your local half-price books. You know what I'm saying? And the artwork is pretty good. It kind of reminds you of the Dick Tracy comic books back in the day. You know what I mean? And it's a really good game for $5.99. You really can't beat it, guys. You know what I mean? It's made by Namco Bandai, and it looks really, really good. I did start playing it a little bit where I was in the car, adventuring in the city, shooting down other things that were on the board. But it's a great game to get for your NES, guys. Now, the last game I got that I actually never owned, and I believe this game was called Salamander in Japan. And this is a really good shmup game by Konami, and it was $15, okay? It was $15, and it's damn well worth the $15. I seen it worth more than $15. I seen it for $30 to $40. You know what I mean? If you go on eBay, sometimes people want outrageous price for some of these games. I think one guy had it for $150. You know what I mean? Salamander, I think, is worth a little more, but this is by Konami. This is called Life Force. I paid $15 for this. The artwork is very nice on here. A very good side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, guys. It is an awesome game. It is worth the $15 to own a physical copy of Life Force by Konami, guys. That's the last game that I got. and that's what I had. This is the last game I got today, and that's all I got for pickups today. So I'm going to get back into doing pickup videos too on my channel, because that's how I started, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get out there and get more games, you know what I mean? But when you go to like places like the Exchange, it's very scarce. I'm going to tell you what I've seen in there. There were no Xbox Ones in there at all. Not even not even the old school first Xbox One. None. None in there. Okay? They had a PlayStation 3, a Wii, an Xbox 360, okay? There was no PS4s in there. There was no newer systems like the Xbox One X or the Xbox Series S and Series X. None at all whatsoever. You know what I mean? No PlayStation, no newer PlayStations were in there. I think I seen a PlayStation 1 in there. I didn't even see a PlayStation 2. But what I did see, and I did a video on, was a Sega Genesis 3. You know what I mean? But their back of their shelves where they keep their systems were scarce. So gaming is very, very demanding and on the move right now because of what's going on too. You know what I mean? So it's good to get out and get to my game stores that I like. And even the games were scarce. Even looking through the Nintendo games was scarce, man. I mean, you know, people are buying up games left and right. This is a good time to be collecting games and buying games too, guys, and playing games right now. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy to have these games in my NES collection, guys. And I just want to say something before I end the video. I want to give a big shout out to every true gamer that rocks out with your boy Sega, man. I really appreciate Lewis L. I really appreciate Wild Horse 78, I believe. He's always on Game Talk with Sega, man. I want to give a shout out to Phase 114. I want to give a shout out to him. And I want to also give a special shout out to my brother NWO Prime, man. I'm going to miss you out here in these gaming streets. I heard you're going to retire out there. I hope you've seen this video, man. Much love to you, NWO Prime. You're always going to be an exiled brother. You're always going to be appreciated, man. And you always have a home here on the Sega Man channel, man. Shouts out to NWO Prime. I hope everything's well with you, man. I hope everything's going good with you, man. Be safe, my brother. Big shouts out to him. Big shouts out to the Exile Podcast and all my brothers on there. Big shout out to 100 Intramedia Gaming when Xbox has no games. Check them out Saturdays at 11:30 p.m. Check us out at 8 p.m. Sundays. And I want to thank each and every subscriber that subscribes to me. I really appreciate it. Doesn't matter how many I have. I have about 400-something subscribers. And I appreciate every last one of them. Even if some of them are trolls. I do appreciate you subscribing to me. But if you come on here with the weird shit and, you know, and all this weird, you know, freaky deaky stuff, man, and you're downing me or you're calling me out of my name and you're disrespecting me and my channel, you will get muted, booted, and blocked. That's just the way it is. I don't want that on my channel, man. You know what I mean? I'm allowed to have my opinions about my videos and what I think about gaming news and what's going on here in this propaganda of this fuckery of fake gaming news, you know, just to prop up another system or somebody else is wrong. You know what I mean? I'm always going to do videos about that, man. But you're always going to see collection videos from me showing my video game systems, talking about video games and things that go on out here in the gaming community and out here in these Xbox streets. I'm a diehard Xbox fan that is never going to change, but I don't hate Sony. I don't hate Nintendo. I collect their systems and games. You've seen them in videos. I don't like their business practices. Very anti-consumer, in my opinion. All right, so peace and love to everybody out there, guys, that rock out with me. Watch my videos. Much respect. If you want to subscribe, you can. If not, if you want to just see what I have in my collection, what I do on my channel, much love, really respect, and appreciate you, man. That's what it's all about, all right? So peace and love, guys. Xbox for life. We don't die. We multiply. Peace. And oh, yeah, wear your goddamn mask. Peace.